Hey guys, today Bitcoin got a 20% correction but managed to bounce back fast. So the question now is, are we going to go to the downside and experience more downward pressure, or will we bounce back and continue the bullish cycle? So I'm just going to talk about this in today's video, but please, before we begin, make sure to leave a like and click on the subscribe button. It really means a lot and helps us with the YouTube algorithm. So let's jump into this. So here we can see that in the last few days we broke from the ascending wedge and we went super up to over $34,000. As you can see here, we went between it before breaking through it and blasting above it. But in the last 12 hours Bitcoin had a crazy ride and went down over 20%. As you can see here, let me show you. We had here in the last this is almost 20% in the downside. It even ignored our first resistance here. Bitcoin was like for 31k resistance. I'm going down, but it luckily did manage to bounce back fast. So now the question is, are we gonna have another pullback to the downside, or are we gonna go up? Well, if you look at this chart and the chart we had at our peak in 2019, this one, we can see that there are definitely a lot of similarities. I mean, here we also had an ascending wedge, which we went between these two lines, as you can see here, and we went up like 80% in a few weeks, which is the same thing that happened in Q4 of 2020 to till now. We had a massive run in the upside, and also in 2019 we had the exact same thing. Here we had also an ascending wedge, we had a parabolic run, and we went up like 80% in a couple of weeks, as you can see here, which is the same thing that happened lately in 2020 and 2021. We had a massive bullish run in the upside, but then if you look at 2019, when we broke through this within like a couple of hours, 2 to 3 days, we blew here and we went massively downside. We had a almost 20% correction, similar to the correction we had now. We also had like a 20% correction in the past few hours before bouncing back here. Like, as you can see, we went down, then we bounced back here like 60%, and if you look here, we went down, we went also down 20%, and then we bounced back. Like, let me take it better from the bottom. Yeah, we went up like 60%, which is the exact same thing that happened in 2019. Another thing I want to mention is the level of overextension. In 2019, we were as overextended here and overbought at our peak as we are now. So take a look here. Let's make it clearer. As you can see, we are at the same exact level of overextension, but then we had a massive run to the downside. We had a 50 almost 50% correction from our all-time high, and now if we have a 55% correction here, we will most likely revisit our 17.5, almost 17.5k. And you know what we had at 17.5k? So let's take a guess. It's the CME gap. We failed today our first gap after the pullback we had, and we still have, it's the CME gap. We failed today our first gap here. We had a massive gap of $4,000 here before filling it up, and we still have two other massive gaps, one of $3,000 here at almost 24k, and another one of okay at $18,000. I'm not saying that we must fill them right now, but the gaps usually tend to be filled rather sooner than later. Another beautiful thing, and this is really pretty, showing that Bitcoin history repeats itself, is our next support. The support now is at 22.6, almost 23k, representing almost 35%. If we go down, this is like it will be like 35% run to the downside. And if you look back here in 2019, after blowing off top, we went down. Like, it's true that we had some sideways movement here, up and down, but we finally got the 35% correction for continuing down, as you can see here. So guys, by the charts I've shown you now, you can see that history is kind of repeating itself with Bitcoin. We may still go up. We still have some upward pressure in the daily chart, but remember that we are as overbought and overextended as we were back in 2019. And whenever we go far from our 21 EMA as we are now, which is what's happening in the last few days, we correct massively and we revisit our 21 EMA. And our 21 EMA is barely at 18K now, which is where our last gap is. So this is another super bearish indicator. That was about it, guys, in today's video. This was a kind of short video for you to update you. If you liked it, please leave a like and make sure to share it with at least one person. At least one person. It won't take much from your time. It really takes me a lot of time to research and make such videos, so it would be really nice to see some support.